Yes, Assalamualaikum and welcome back to another video by Sir Shazwan. Welcome back. So, like I mentioned in the last video, so today we'll be looking at literature search, which is one part of your assessment. So, literature search is where you find literature, you find sources to support your ideas, opinions, recommendations, solution, and everything. Okay. So without further ado, let's go into the lesson. So how to conduct literature search. Okay. So how do you conduct this? You use keywords, operators, and filters. First, when you find your topic or issues, you need to identify the keywords, the operators, and the filters that you can use to conduct a literature search. So you, with your friends, brainstorm and expand on the keyword. Brainstorm on the keywords that might get you results based on the topic, and then you expand on it. You find out which are related to the topic, which are not related to. Brainstorm, key in, then remove some, filter it. Okay. Then use a Boolean operators and or not. Lastly, you refine search. This is very important because you need to find articles which are relevant, which are related, which help you with your topic. And another way to conduct literature search is to use search tools. You can use abstract and citation database, full text database, library catalog, web search engine. So those are the search tools that will be able to help you find additional materials or maybe the main materials for your topic. And then the types of literature that you can use articles, for example, journals from the internet, magazine, newspapers. Those are articles. And you can use books such as monograph, ebook, or reference works. And you can use grey literature such as conference proceeding, dissertation, or thesis. So those are the types of literature that you can use for your portfolio. So those things can be useful to support your ideas. Alright. So first off, when you got the literature, you evaluate the information first. Evaluate, okay? You find the currency, not the money, but the currency. Meaning that how current is that article. For example, the date is 2019. Is it current or not? So currency means the date of the article or the books or anything being published, and it's important to know. Yes, because when you do research, you need to find the most recent articles, which meant that your topic is recent, is in the now. Okay. So usually 5 years back should be okay to show that your articles are still relevant and still current. Now we look at relevance. Does it meet your needs? Does it meet your needs? Does the article meet your needs? Does the article able to help you answer the issue? Does the article able to help you answer the solution or answer the recommendation? You have to identify. You have to evaluate on it. Okay. Then the authority. Who is the author and their credential? Who write those articles? Who writes those books? So, are they credible? Are they reliable? Are they well known? So, you have to evaluate it. Then, accuracy. Is the information reliable? Meaning that, okay, you look at A, you look at B. They talk about the same thing. But, are they reliable or not? Are they talking the same thing? If they are talking the same thing, then yes, the information is accurate. But maybe A talks about this, B talks about this, it might be inaccurate. So you determine it yourself. Then the purpose. It is a well-balanced independent piece of research. Maybe the article just look at some particular part of the topic that you want. It's not uh, expansive enough. It doesn't relate a lot with the topic. So you need to look at the purpose of the article. That is important. So then after you have the articles and materials, you organize your search. You save the materials, save the articles. Control S, save. Control P, print. Control C, Control V, copy paste. Still remember? Yes. Okay, good. So the materials is you need to always save, always keep it with you. Put it in a different folder, as one folder in your desktop or laptop or any top that you have. Put it like assessment 3 or something. So that is you will be sure that the materials that you have saved, that you know is current, relevant, it is authoritative, it is accurate, and the purpose is related to what you want, is in that folder. So organize them. And then the citation, when you do research, when you do portfolios that requires you to find articles, you need to do citations. Okay? Examples of some journals that you can find through International Journal of Conflict Management, International Journal of Intercultural Relations, Human Relations Journal, Human of Environmental Psychology. Those are the links to the journals. There are a lot of other journals that you can use. Just make sure those are relevant journals or articles that relates to what you want to talk about. Okay? Right, so appropriate and effective language expressions in workplace situation. Yep, this is back into the language part of the lesson here. So when you are writing like the portfolio, or when you are discussing it, there are appropriate and effective language expressions. So recognizing appropriate and effective tone. How do you recognize them? So there are some guidelines in using the right tone when writing a formal letter or talking to others. First off, you need to be confident. When you talk, be confident. Show them the man that you are. Show them the woman that you are. Don't open your clothes or anything, okay? Just be confident. Show that you are prepared. You have the materials to talk about something. But at the same time, be courteous, courteous and sincere. Courteous. Okay, courteous. Be courteous and sincere. Don't be rude lah. Enough. Don't be rude. Sincere, meaning that you show sincerity. You talk about like the problem is yours and you want to solve it. That is being sincere. Use appropriate emphasis and subordination. Use appropriate emphasis. Whenever you want to emphasize on something, use the appropriate expressions. And then subordination. Use non-discriminatory language. Yes, that is very important. Because you cannot be biased towards something. You cannot be prejudiced towards something. You cannot discriminate towards something. So use non-discriminatory language. Try to avoid like forcing or judging others when you are discussing or writing. Okay. Then stress the benefits for the reader. You need to remind them why it is important for them to listen to you or to read what you have written. Okay. And then write at an appropriate level of difficulty. When you are talking about children, don't you write in research language. They will die to understand. Okay. So recognizing appropriate and effective style of writing. Formal style of writing. Usually formal style of writing, they are complex. So how to be complex? You be thorough as possible, and longer sentences are more likely to be prevalent in formal writing. So whenever you want to talk about something, they will elaborate as much as possible so that people will be able to understand the issue or the topic that is being discussed. But be sure to introduce, elaborate, and conclude each point in the writing. Okay? Maybe one main point in like a paragraph or something when you are writing, depending on what form you are writing. Introduce, talk about the topic, elaborate, give the support, necessary support. Then at the end, conclude with a short summary. Then the objective. Be confident and provide full support of arguments to each point. Okay? Show limited range of emotions and avoid emotive punctuation. Whenever you write or you speak, try to not show too much emotion, because you are in a professional setting. When you are talking with emotions, then people will think that you are being persuaded because of something that is not you are being persuaded by something that is personal to you. So they might probably not take you seriously. Okay, something like that. Okay. So, full words. Whenever you are writing or speaking in a formal setting, you do not use contractions. Is, hasn't, aren't. It should be it is, has not, are not. So that shows formality, that shows professionalism. So you need to spell out the abbreviation when first used, but exception exception is given to acronym, which is better known than the full name. For example, when you you want to talk about Mara or something, you want to talk about PTPTN, this is an example, okay? Example. So you can use the acronym, because sometimes the acronym is more recognized than the full name. Okay? So when you are writing, do not use third person. You use third person. Do not use the first person of you, whereas you use I or we, or you use the second person, which is you. Use the third person only. They, them, the group, something. The person. Okay. Right. This is some activity that you can do, which is you can be able to identify the complaints, identify the problems, and identify the solutions, which is very helpful when you are doing the assessment 3 and 4. Another activity. This is another activity. So you can use something like this when you are finding a topic. Maybe you look at videos about like problems at the workplace. Maybe you can take, you do a checklist. You take maybe this kind of what happens, and maybe they provide solutions. Then you can use, those are some of the way that you can use to complete this. This one is example. Yes, you can do this if you have the time and you want to. So this is an example. Maybe you can use something like this when you want to explain, elaborate on it. An example, another example, another example, another one. No. Okay, finished. Alright, so that's it. Second video is very short. Just focus on the literature search, on how to find the appropriate literature and the top based on the topics that you have found. And then whenever you are speaking or writing, use appropriate expressions to show that you are confident, you have the knowledge about it, and to show that you are professional lah. Okay? Right, thank you very much for listening to me blabbering alone here. This is Mr. Shazwan signing off. Thank you very much, and bye bye.